The 11th test flight of Starship, its final mission in 2025, was successfully launched early Tuesday morning, Iran time, from SpaceX's Starbase facility in Texas. Starship, the largest and most powerful rocket ever built, delivered a flawless suborbital performance on October 14, repeating the success of its previous flight last month. This mission marked the 11th test in the Starship program and the final launch of the second-generation, 2, vehicle. It was, in many ways, a grand farewell to a rocket that achieved remarkable milestones over the past 2.5 years. SpaceX has been developing Starship for years to fulfill Elon Musk's long-standing dream of human settlement on Mars. But the Red Planet isn't the only goal. NASA has selected Starship as the crewed lunar lander for its Artemis program, aiming to return humans to the Moon for the first time since Apollo. According to current plans, Starship will land astronauts near the lunar South Pole during Artemis 3 in 2027. However, given the pace of development, that timeline may prove optimistic. Elon Musk was personally present Monday night to witness the 11th flight, not from the control room, but outdoors. Appearing unexpectedly on the live stream, he said, "This is the first time I'm standing outside watching the launch up close. It'll be a much more visceral experience." The main objectives of Flight 11 mirrored those of Flight 10, landing the Super Heavy booster in the Gulf of Mexico, testing in space engine relight, deploying 8 Starlink satellite simulators from the upper stage, ship, and splashdown of the upper stage in the Indian Ocean. However, several key differences were introduced. For example, SpaceX tested a new engine burn strategy during booster landing to evaluate the configuration for future versions. According to mission notes, Super Heavy ignites 13 engines at the start of the landing maneuver, then continues with 5 engines during the divert phase. In Starship V3, using 5 engines at this stage increases safety against sudden engine shutdowns. Flight 11 also marked the second reuse of a Super Heavy booster, the same one flown in Flight 8 and previously caught by the chopsticks at Starbase. For this launch, only 9 of its 33 Raptor engines were replaced, meaning 24 engines had already proven themselves. The upper stage also underwent modifications to gather more data for future recoveries. Notably, some heat shield tiles were deliberately removed to test the resilience of sensitive body sections during atmospheric reentry. The return trajectory was adjusted to mimic future flights toward Starbase, including a dynamic flip maneuver and subsonic guidance algorithm tests before final splashdown in the Indian Ocean. The launch occurred at 7:23 p.m. Eastern Time and was the last from Starbase primary orbital launch pad, which is now being refurbished for V3. According to Jake Berkowitz, SpaceX's lead propulsion engineer, we're installing a new orbital launch mount, a new flame deflector system, and upgrading the chopsticks to handle future rockets. Until then, launches will shift to Pad 2. The 2 stages separated about 2.5 minutes after liftoff. The booster landed in the Gulf of Mexico minutes later. The ship deployed 8 Starlink test payloads roughly 19 minutes after launch at an altitude of 192 km, completing the release in 6 minutes, and reignited its engine at T+38 minutes. The upper stage re-entered Earth's atmosphere and, despite missing some heat shield tiles, withstood intense thermal stress and achieved a successful return. After executing its flip maneuver, the vehicle splashed down precisely in the Indian Ocean 66 minutes after liftoff, right where SpaceX had positioned a camera-equipped sea vessel to capture the moment. Historic photos from Flight 11 marked the successful end of Starship V2, a generation now giving way to larger, more advanced versions. Starship's unique ability to carry massive payloads and perform rapid reusability is its ultimate advantage. It can deliver up to 150 tons to orbit, and both stages, Super Heavy and Ship, are fully reusable. SpaceX plans to return both stages to the launch pad after each flight, using giant chopstick arms to catch them mid-air. According to Musk, this method allows for fast inspection and reflight, potentially enabling multiple launches per day from a single site. Interestingly, today's launch coincided with the anniversary of SpaceX's first successful Super Heavy catch during Flight 5. The current V2 configuration stands about 123 meters tall, but future versions will be significantly larger. V3 is expected to reach 124.4 meters, and Musk has announced that the upcoming V4 model will soar to an astonishing 142 meters. Starship V4 is likely to debut in 2027. It will feature 42 Raptor engines, 3 more than V2 and V3 installed on the upper stage. We'll have to wait a bit longer for Flight 12. SpaceX will spend the coming months finalizing V3's design and completing the new launch pad. As a result, no further Starship flights are expected in 2025. Flight 12 may occur between February and March 2026.